Thank you.
Thank you. Now recognize Senator Sheehy.
Thank you, Chairman. Sean, welcome. Thanks for taking on this challenge. Rachel and your beautiful family, thanks for coming, especially Valentina. My wife has two brothers with Down syndrome, and they are the light of our family, too, and they're my kids' favorite uncles. They like them better than me by a lot, so. I want to talk about FAA aircraft manufacturing specifically. My background, I'm a water bomber pilot. The planes you see on TV right now in California, that's what I used to do. And you know, our nation's aviation infrastructure is very challenged right now. And what Senator Duckworth just said is very true. But one of those issues is the federal government can't solve everything. And one of the dynamics that the federal government has created is we have one single company in this country that makes planes, big planes, airliners. A few decades ago, we had several. We had McDonnell, we had Douglas, we had Lockheed, we had Convair, and Boeing, and they all competed with each other to create the best product, the safest product, the most trusted product. We have allowed and frankly encouraged this massive consolidation. And I think it would behoove the FAA to help create competition again in that marketplace inside America, not just with Airbus or Embraer that are other nations' companies. So I'd be curious what your thoughts would be of what the FAA, what the DOT and the FAA specifically could do to try to encourage increased domestic competition in large aircraft manufacturing.
Senator, I appreciate the question, and it was a great conversation you and I had in your office about what can actually happen. Mm-hmm. And I asked you the question: Is it possible? Can we get these innovators to actually, start up and make additional planes in America? And you said absolutely. I would like to work with you. Obviously, you're an innovator yourself, a businessman who's been very successful, who knows this space. I think it's important to talk about or talk with people like you on what needs to happen on rule changes, on the permitting process that will allow startups to expand and grow, because I do believe, and I think you do as well, competition gives us better products and better pricing. And if we had more competition, I think that would be better for all Americans. So I would welcome the chance to work with you to figure out what has to be done that startups could actually build planes in America.
Great, thank you. Another piece, this is starting in Europe right now, but due to automation and the pilot shortage, which has been mentioned several times today, which is critical, we're seeing proposals to put single pilots in airline cockpits. And although that sounds great and it reduces cost, in the event of an emergency, it's a two-crew environment. You need multiple people on that flight deck to mitigate that emergency. I'm a survivor of a fatal plane crash myself. I luckily got out. My partner did not. And you need two people managing that emergency. So I'd ask that you, it probably won't be your specific decision, but you apply rigorous scrutiny to any pressure that you're getting to put single pilots in the cockpits where they have hundreds of people's lives in their hands. The technology is not ready. I don't think it'll ever be ready. And the 99.999% of the flights that go well, that's not why you have two pilots up there. It's for the very rare occasion when things don't go well.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And then, obviously, we're seeing what's happening in Los Angeles right now. There is not an FAA code to govern aerial firefighting. Right now, one of the most critical airborne missions we have in this country is governed by crop dusting regulations and air charter regulations and airline regulations. But nowhere in there do we have specific FARs that dictate how aircraft will operate safely in the aerial firefighting environment. And as a result, it's one of the deadliest jobs in the world is to be a firefighting pilot. So I think it's high time the FAA recognizes we're in a new era of wildland fire aviation. And instead of allowing it to be shoehorned into inappropriate codes, we need to start drafting an FAA code that can actually focus on wildland firefighting. So I'd look forward to your willingness to look at that.
And especially when we see what's happening in California right now, I wasn't aware that firefighters were using crop duster codes until you brought it up. So I would welcome the chance. And obviously, we should have a certain set of rules for those who are flying for firefighters versus crop dusting.
And once again, thank you to your family for letting you do this. It's a big job. And obviously, Montana is a big state. I won't invite you there because it's cold and You know, you probably don't want to go there right now in January, but what I will say is we have a lot of highways and rail. It's critical to our economy. So like everyone else has mentioned, I look forward to your commitment to those programs. So thank you for taking on this duty.
Thanks, Senator.
I will note, folks from